Hey guys, I wanted to show you some ways that you could use the supplies in our card making kit. I curated it close to Mother's Day with the florals and kind of Mother's Day themed, but it can be used for any type of card you're making. So you're going to get 3 pieces of the silk chiffon ribbon. You'll get the Zig brushables marker. It's dual-ended, so you'll have a dark and a light purple. And then I did 6 wax seals. I tried to do a design, some floral pressed ones, and then like a metallic gilded one, just a couple different styles. We have 5 deckled edge cards and then 5 deckled edge envelopes. So these will be really fun and pretty for Mother's Day. Oh, and then right here inside your first card are some loose pressed florals. So we'll be gluing those on for some different designs. I'm going to show you some of my ideas. Okay, so first I wanted to show you that I cut the ribbon. I have 2 long pieces and 1 short piece. So I'll show you what I was going to do with the short piece. And then the long pieces that you have are long enough that they can be tied around the entire card. So just before we get started, I wanted to show you that so that you can style it how you choose. But there are enough you could do loose with just the knot and trim it down a little bit if you want, or it is long enough for a small bow as well. So that was the length of the ribbons. And then let me show you what I wanted to do with the short ribbon before we move too far. So we have the loose flowers, and if you have a pair of tweezers, that can be handy when you're working with these pressed flowers. I tried to make sure everyone got like a full flower and some greenery and a few petals and at least 1 or 2 colors. So here's kind of my collection, and there's a lot of different ways you can adhere these on, but I mean just basic school glue is going to work fine, a glue stick or just Elmer's glue or some tacky glue with a brush. I've seen it done a lot of different ways, so whatever you have handy, go ahead and use that. So I've just arranged them in sort of a bouquet style. And then I had planned to, with the shorter piece of ribbon, I included that in there for you. I had planned to tie it in just a cute little bow. And obviously bow making is not my profession, but we'll make it look sort of cute here. Okay, that will need trimmed, but you get the idea. Okay, I'm going to trim the ends just so they're the same length. And then I can place my bow here like it is a bouquet of flowers. I could use just my Elmer's glue to glue this down, or something I like too are glue dots. So this is the Glue Dot brand, and just a little sticky dot that you can use to adhere that down. I don't want to do it yet because I want to show you one other idea I had with the smaller bow. And then I'm just going to draw just kind of some line art flowers to make a cute little bouquet. Okay, maybe something kind of minimalist like that. And I'm just going to use my Stabilo fine liner. If you are a subscriber, this came in the February box. A Sharpie would work. I just like the Stabilo because it's a nice, true black color. Whatever you have, you can even use colored pencils. I just like this minimalist look. Okay, I kind of extended the stems so that I could, okay, I'm just not loving this little knot. I think that's my problem. I tied a knot in it, and that's why it's not looking so perfect like I want it to. Oh my gosh, I know there's so many like bow tutorials out there, and someone's going to come and say, look, you're supposed to do it this way. But you can do that in your in your spare time. Go look up how to tie the perfect bow. I like this better. Yeah, don't tie that little knot like I did at first. Just tie a cute little bow. Okay, there's the little glue dot. I'm just going to put it here. And then just like that, you have a cute little minimalist bouquet. You could take it a step further. Some little gold accents would be super cute with this too. I mean, there's no wrong or right way to do this. I just thought, I just had this idea that this would be a super fun, there we go, little card making kit. So definitely share with me how you use it, tag me on social media, and we'll see how everyone uses it. Okay, that's how I added just a little touch of gold. And then we can take it one step further, and I think I'm just going to go really simple and write Mom at the top. I'm kind of stretching out my block letters to fill up a little space, just a different style. And there you go. Super cute minimalist card with a cute little bow. Okay, for this next one, I am going to use the ribbon and tie it through the spine of the card. And if you liked the little bow we just did on the last one, you could cut these in half and make lots of little bows. But I just wanted to show you some different ways. So sometimes I don't love a bow. Sometimes I kind of like the loose, like just flowing look. So I could leave the knot, tie it in a double knot. And I could wait and wrap this around the envelope too. And then I just want them loose. So I don't want them longer than the card, but, and that's just super dainty. You can leave it centered or pull it up if you want it a little bit higher. There we go. Okay. And then on this one, I think I am just going to give you a standard Happy Mother's Day. And I'm going to go at an angle. So if you have a ruler, that can be handy. We'll go with the angled look for this one. And you don't have to use your brush marker that came in your kit, but you definitely can. And then you could use your pointed pen if you've been a subscriber for a while. You have a couple different tools you can use. So I'm going to give you, we're going to go a little more like playful with this font. Happy Mother's Day. Okay, and then with my brush markers, since I'm going to use the darker purple of this one, I'm not going to erase these guidelines because it should cover it up without the pencil showing through. Now, if I wanted to use the light purple, you're going to risk the pencil showing up through and then not being able to erase it. Let me grab a scratch paper and show you what I'm talking about. So if I write happy with my pencil, and I don't lighten that pencil up at all, here's the dark purple. You can see the dark covers it fine, but if I use the lighter one, there's a chance that your pencil is going to show up through that light purple and then not erase. So because I want to use the dark purple, I'm not going to erase, but if I were using the light, I would grab my eraser and just go over my guidelines lightly, just so that I have a faint line to shine through. And if you wanted to avoid the pencil lines completely, I always tell you that every calligrapher is going to have a light box. They're super handy because if I had a light box, I could draft my design on my paper, slide it underneath, use the light box to shine the design through, and then go over with either my pen and ink or brush marker or whatever it is. But obviously that's not all included in our kit, just a little tip for you. So I'm going to letter this. If you are brand new to lettering, upstrokes are light pressure. And when you go down, you're going to add more pressure. So the downstrokes are heavy pressure, and you can see they're thicker, and the upstrokes are light pressure, so they are thinner. And a general rule when you're making flourishes is that two thick lines should never cross. So it's okay for a thin line to cross, and it would be okay for a thick and a thin line to cross, but two thick lines gets really jumbled and messy. So thin and thin can cross. That's kind of tricky. A thick and a thin can cross, but thick and thick, that's the general rule, is no. Okay. And because the nib on this brush pen is quite a bit larger than like a smaller brush pen, let me show you what I mean. This would be a small brush pen. This would be the Zig is going to be a larger brush pen. It's going to give you a lot of flex so that you can really fill the space on your card. So that's one reason I chose it. Another reason I chose it is that you can see it is archival quality. And it should say on here light fast, but that is what the archival means, is that it's light fast. It's not going to fade. And then another tip about brush pens, they're going to tell you whether to store them horizontally or vertically. Every brand is different, but I do follow the recommendation. Okay, and just like that, we have a second design. I am going to give you a link to download some phrases that I have pre-lettered for you, so you can trace them right. You can use a light pad or trace the design right onto your card, copying mine if you haven't practiced lettering before. So find that down below. We can take this a step further. So I'm going to grab my eraser. I'm running out of eraser, and just slowly erase my lines. Okay, now I can turn it over and I'm gonna have, so zig comes in a lot of different colors, and I love the dual ended because you're gonna have the same color spectrums, but just a lighter hue. So it's gonna go perfectly for adding some shading. And a good rule to follow is just to add shading on the same side. So this is a way, so I added it to the left side of this downstroke. So I'm going to add it to the left side of this downstroke. Same throughout the whole design. Okay, and there just a little extra touch with the shadowing makes it a whole another level of design. Okay, I just grabbed some Elmer's glue, and this is just going to take a teeny bit. I'm going to put these on this next card. I have a little scrap of ribbon from trimming the last card, so I'm actually going to cut it in half to make it a little bit thinner. Make a little tie to go around this bouquet. And I'm going to use one of those glue dots again just for sake of time. Otherwise you could use a dab of glue and let it dry. Okay, and I think you can leave the design just like that, or you can add some words again if you would like. I think I'll use grandma on this one since and I'll add that to the downloadable worksheet too. Okay, I think we will do one horizontally. I'm just going to draw a baseline. And we'll do a little more fancy. And then I'm just going to use kind of a block font to mix the font. So we've got a script, and then I'll use the opposite color. Kind of tucking it in there. And then we'll tuck Happy Mother's Mother's Day. And then we have another design, just like that. You could add your ribbon to the top here. And if I did that, I think I would bring the bow over, or the knot over to this corner, because I noticed there's a lot of blank space up there. But something kind of like that. And then, I'm not gonna, whoops, there you go, something kind of like that. And then I'm not going to cut this because I want to show you. You could, like, I could grab this coordinating wax seal and place it right there on top of the knot. Or instead of double knotting it, just press that down. So these have the adhesive backing on them. You probably can't see that. But you just peel that white sticker off and there's sticky right there. Okay, we're already on our 5th one, and we might as well use our ribbon for this one. And I will show you again how we could, if you wanted to straighten the ribbon out, kind of flatten it, and then maybe we'll right where they meet, I'm going to trim that. It's okay if it's a little bit, if the card shows a little bit. I like that design. So I'm just going to pinch that where they meet. And you do want it tight. And then I'll use one of my wax seals to put that down. Okay, so if I was doing it horizontally, I would move that over there. If I was doing a vertical card, I think I'd move it. Well, actually, it looks cute either way. But you get the idea. You can adjust it to however you want it to look. And then I think I might add another little dab of glue to hold that down. And I'm actually going to do just a different word to show you just a basic card, how you can use these for an everyday card. Let's see. Keep wanting that pinched a little bit more, just for design. So you may want to tie it. I'll show you what I would do. Before I cut it, I should have tied it because I want it a little more, I don't know the word. Whatever this crease is, a little more creased. So I should have done that before I cut it, but now you know. Okay, and you could use, again, just your brush pen. I'm loving the white with this, so I think I'm going to use the black. But since I've got it handy, and last month the subscribers got nibs and a pen holder, I'm going to show you how to use, or how I might use pointed pen with this. Let's see, where's my scratch paper? Okay, if I'm using pen and ink, I always have my scratch paper handy, but I'm just thinking that the black is going to look very elegant on this. This is a Nico G nib. Any of the G series nibs are very beginner friendly. So with this mini flourishes, you definitely want to use your pencil first to get a layout so that everything looks balanced. And I knew this needed black on it, and I love that a lot. I could use my brush pen too. I would have gone very lightly so it was a little more delicate. I'm going to let that dry very well, and then I can erase it. And I've got a couple extra cards here. Let's see. I've got a couple extra cards, and I've got some extra ribbon. Let's see what we can do with it. I think I will tie a bow. Don't come at me for my bow tying skills again. But maybe a more floppy type bow. Oh, I like that. I just love this like frayed chiffon ribbon. It's so pretty. Okay, and again, I'm going to use my. Actually, I think I'm just going to use the light colored, just plain on this one, and do. Let's see, we've done grandmother, grandma, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. Let's just do mom. I'll put it in a couple different ways. We could do a little modern, more whimsical. Let's make it kind of fancy. Why not? And there's another fun, simple design. Okay, I loved the minimalist flowers that we did on this first one so much that I'm going to do another one on this last card here. And then we'll do just a little bit about envelopes, and you'll be ready to go. Make lots of different cards. And I could take my brush pen that you got and add some color to the flowers. And I'll give you one more kind of monoline design that you can write. And there we go. That last one on a whim might be my favorite one of them all. I took the bow off of this one, so now it looks really basic. I'm going to go back and kind of show you how you can just add some with the darker color. Not necessarily a shadow, but just some touches of purple, or like this is a fun place to add gold or silver. There, then it just adds a little bit of flair to it. So we've got this one, this one. This one. Definitely tag me in your pieces that you make. Oh, I didn't erase this one. Tag me and show me what you did, or send me a picture. Let me know. Drop it in the comments how you used yours and what pieces you love the most. And I've really loved creating this kit, so be on the lookout for some more in the upcoming months. Okay, we've got all of our fun designs. I'm just going to show you a little bit of what you can do with the envelope. So when designing an envelope, however you say it, you always want to make sure if you're mailing it, you leave space for the stamp. So, I mean, I usually just grab something and put it there so I can make sure I've got space for the design I want to use. And we can do lots of fun designs. So we could do, if you're mailing it, you can do wavy. So that could be a fun design for you. If you want to just go traditional, you'll want to draw your lines in. I don't always put the zip below. Kind of just depends on my spacing. So that was just a quick, basic envelope. And then, let's see, you can get really fancy. You could do, like, if you're just hand delivering it, a So one thing I like to do on envelopes is kind of make the design come off the edge. So if we're going and so you see how it just kind of stretches to fill the whole envelope, and then if you would have continued, it would have went off. So there's a fun design, and we can do that with, we haven't done an ant yet. Ants need Happy Mother's Day too. Okay, let's do one more fun design for mailing. Remember your space up here, but maybe let's go. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can get. So if I block out my stamp, because you don't want to ruin your pretty design. This is like a, what do you call it, an abstract design. Yeah, that one needs to be bigger. Okay, with something like this, it would be more lettering. And actually, let's use our purple again, so it's nice and big. Let's send this one to, I'm going to fill up the whole. Okay, we're sending this one to Grandma. And let's say she lives at, oh, you know, actually, I should have switched the colors here. That would have been South Maine. Okay, I could leave that there, or sometimes something like that. Let's do. Okay, there's a really fun and different, more abstract, and that's where your stamp would go. And then let's see, so we get a good variety here. A couple different styles, and then of course you can just do your, just a pretty cursive would be nice and minimalist too. A fun way to dress it up would be to make it all left aligned. So, you know, we can send this one to, okay, so I put it all left aligned, but I'm going to add in a little foliage. And then over here, or even right here, however you want to do it, you could add your another little bouquet similar to the one you drew on the card. Okay, there's a lot of different ideas for you, whether you're mailing or hand delivering, of how you can dress up your envelopes. And then you have your wax seals to put on the back. Again, they're just the adhesive, so pull the white piece off and then you can stick it down. If you are mailing these, you are going to want to pay for hand canceling. So all that does is you'll have your regular stamp and then you'll pay, ask the person if you can pay to have them hand canceled. What that means is it keeps your envelope pretty, it doesn't go through the machine, and a real person actually cancels out the postage. And then it doesn't ruin your wax seal when it goes through the machine either. They do go through the machine okay, but I just sometimes they'll carve out some pieces of your wax seal, or even could pull the wax seal off. So I just recommend paying for the hand canceling and keep your envelope pretty. Okay, I think that has about covered everything, and we've given you lots of ideas. Again, go ahead and tag me, share with me all the fun things that you do with your kit. And again, this doesn't have to be just Mother's Day. Just happened to be what was in my head as I launched this kit. So if you're just watching this, there may be a few more kits left on the website. And if not, go ahead and join the email list and you can stay up to date on everything that's coming up. Thanks for watching, guys.